The pull-up is an extremely common exercise in swimming dry land program. And it's pretty obvious why. It obviously tackles the latissimus dorsi, which are one of the most commonly used muscles for propelling the body forward in swimming. However, there are a few fine points where athletes perform this incorrectly, and more commonly, they don't progress themselves safely through this routine. So when you are doing the pull-up, make sure you have a nice progression, probably starting with some sort of rowing variation with the band, moving to an inverted row underneath a bench, moving to a single arm inverted row, and progressing yourself up to a pull-up. When you're progressing to a pull-up, what you can do is use some of these heavy bands here to help assist you as you're coming up to kind of get into that movement pattern and to progress, just because it's unlikely you'll be able to go straight from a regular row to a pull-up, especially if this is a challenging exercise for you. Or you could have a partner just assist your hips as you come up and down. Okay, so let's go over the pull-up. Like I said, it's usually a good exercise for swimmers, but if you're not doing it correctly, it could put extra stress on your shoulders, increasing some laxity and stress at the shoulder joint. So some of the common things that you want to avoid are just having your hands up on the bar and then just letting your body hang like this. I see a lot of swimmers, whether they're doing a pull-up or just hanging on the bar, just kind of hanging like that, trying to stretch out some of their arms. Unfortunately, what that can do is increase laxity at the shoulder joint, putting you at risk for more shoulder instability and shoulder injury. So what the most commonly, the common flaw that we want to fix is that we want to have those shoulders locked back the whole time. So instead of hanging out on the ligaments and joints, we want to have those shoulder blades squeezed back the whole time in a nice controlled fashion. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're just going to have your hands about shoulder width apart. This is where I always suggest hands shoulder width. As you get further to the side, you're likely going to get a little bit more latissimus dorsi involvement and maybe a little bit more infraspinatus involvement, which is good for a swimmer, but it's going to be more challenging. As you bring your hands further away from your center of mass, it's just going to be a little bit more challenging. So start with your hands shoulder width, and as you progress, you can move them a little bit further. So once again, we'll start with the hands shoulder width apart. You're going to stand here and then lift your feet up, squeeze your shoulder blades down and back, and then pull your body straight up and then down, keeping our shoulders back the whole time. Not going into this position, but always holding them down and back. So once again, we're locking those shoulder blades down and back, raising up and down, always keeping some tension in between our shoulder blades, not getting loosey-goosey and rounding our spine there. So once again, with this pull-up, or with the pull-up, yes, we want to have a safe progression, making sure that the athlete is able to do the pull-up correctly once they get to it, and once they are doing the pull-up, using proper biomechanics.